You've seen our first guest whip up delicious, good-for-you recipes, but today she joins us with natural therapies to not only help prevent illness, but treat it as well. We welcome back the author of the Nourish Me Kitchen, naturopathic physician Erika Siegel. So good to see you.
Thank you. Thanks, Hannah.
Perfect timing. We've had a really beautiful week, but I think the weather's about to turn and we're kind of feeling that fall and winter stuff settle in.
Yeah, I'm noticing that a lot with my patients as well.
So let's talk about just boosting our immune system in the first place, because it really works for us if we set it up for success.
Yeah, it's true. You know, our immune system is working on our behalf 24/7, 365. It's not only activated when we catch a cold. So I like to talk about building the immune system's resilience. So when you are confronted with a virus, your body can manage it better. And there are some pillars that we can talk about to do that.
Let's talk about some of those things, because a lot of them are pretty simple, but they're always good reminders no matter the season.
Yeah, so the first has got to be sleep. When we are underslept, our immune system will suffer, but when we have ample sleep, we are producing more cytokines and stem cells to fight on our behalf.
It sounds so simple, but it's one of the hardest things to adjust in our lives.
Yeah, prioritizing.
Do you have simple suggestions? I mean, prioritizing, that's got to be it, right?
Yeah, I like to think about the day and structure it in a way where you can try to aim for 8 hours. So if that means getting to bed earlier or, you know, adjusting something in the schedule so you can assure that good sleep time.
There you go. Something's got to give. Okay, what about good nutrition? I mean, we know that's so important.
Yeah, good nutrition is a cornerstone of our health, and everything in our immune system as well will respond to that. So the immune system specifically likes specific nutrients like vitamin C, beta carotene, iodine, vitamin D, and zinc. So getting those nutrients from our food ideally, but also we can get them in supplemental form.
Okay. And we have to move our bodies even though it can feel tough when it gets cold outside.
Right. Yeah, so exercise is of course going to be a cornerstone of immune strength, because when we increase our circulation, our blood will flow better. We will actually have more lymphatic activity, which is sort of our secondary immune system.
You never really regret the days where you do get moving, but the ones you skip are like, oh man, it would have been nice to get up and go today.
Exactly.
Speaking of getting outside as much as you can, because we know that vitamin D is so helpful, but that can be hard to manage as well.
Right. Well, getting outside has some surprising benefits. Breathing fresh air, you're going to get more oxygen exposure. And also that fresh air will build your healthy biome, or the gut bacteria environment. There's interesting research right now that suggests that being outside actually protects the immune system by that interface of the bacteria in our body.
That's cool.
Yeah. And of course, the sunshine is how we produce our vitamin D.
Yeah.
We get some from our diet, but most of it we're actually making when the sun hits our skin.
Okay.
That creates a hormonal pathway synthesis to make vitamin D in our body.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's good
incentive. So that means like we have to actually get skin sun contact.
Okay, we got to get out there.
Yeah.
Well, and how about this laughter?
Laughter is a good medicine. Yeah, there's been really cool research to show that white blood cell activity, natural killer cells specifically, increase with just a short bout of laughter. And of course, we often will laugh with other people if we're in community, and being with friends and laughing increases oxytocin, helps us feel better.
Okay, more good incentive to reach out to those you love. Even on your hard days, sometimes that can be the best thing to do.
Right.
And then you also have ideas for things to keep on hand in the event that we do start feeling under the weather that can be super helpful.
Right, yeah, I like to be prepared, because at the first sign or whisper of an illness is when you should treat, and when you should treat hard. I like to say go fast and go big, because if you can reduce the viral activity right away, you will feel better and you will get better faster.
Okay.
So things to have on hand. I like vitamins and minerals to have available: vitamin A, vitamin D, zinc, and C. I also love herbs like elderberry, ginger, turmeric. They're all really helpful to use at the very first sign of a cold or flu.
And they happen to be wonderfully delicious and definitely help with a lot of things that we love to eat
too.
Okay, so what's like an immediate action plan if you do feel yourself a little tickle in your throat, you feel like a cough coming on, where to begin there?
Yeah, cough's a great example, because that's sometimes a first symptom. We might get a little cough. So when you have a cough, the first thing I always recommend is to drink hot water. It could be tea, it could just be plain water, and the reason is that hot water it'll thin mucus, but it'll also reduce the spasming. You know, sometimes we get coughing and it's hard to stop. That hot water will turn that spasming down. And then as far as the diet is concerned, if you have a cough, I like to reduce dairy and sugar, because dairy can produce more mucus, and sugar kind of puts the immune system to sleep. Yes.
That's not helpful.
That's not helpful. Right.
What about hot water and honey? I've heard that that's a great thing that can be even better than like the cough syrups that we see in the stores.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, honey is really interesting because it's an antibacterial and an antiviral. In fact, nothing can grow in honey. That's why you can open a jar of honey that's been around for 100 years and it'll be the same. So drinking hot water with honey will soothe your throat. It's good for the whole respiratory tract. Good for a lot of things, and you can also add in herbs to that. So you can mix in some grated ginger, grated turmeric, and kind of make it like a tea where you would just steep it out, and then you have your honey, turmeric, honey tea. And I would suggest sipping all day long.
For sure. I mean, that sounds so cozy and comforting, even if you're feeling your best just on a cold day.
Right, exactly.
And that can kind of, you have lots of ideas in your books too of these DIY things at home that can really nourish us in those times.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you have a wet cough, let's say you have a really productive mucusy cough, you could add lemon to that because lemon will thin the mucus out and allow it to be expectorated or coughed up more easily.
It's comforting to know that there are so many things, natural things available to us that can really make a big difference.
Right in our medicine cabinet.
Yeah.
And I made something special for you today. I made a honey thyme cough elixir.
Oh, okay.
I made it this morning. It took me about 1 hour and I was doing other things.
Okay.
Basically, you take thyme, which a lot of people can grow here locally. You put it in water and you make a strong tea.
Okay.
And then you mix it with honey and it becomes a syrup that you can just take spoonfuls of. And the thyme is really effective because it reduces the viral and bacterial load.
Okay. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And it tastes good.
Oh, sounds like
Medicine can taste good.
Absolutely.
Right.
And we're going to have that information on our website as well. Thank you so much again. It was wonderful to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
The book again is The Nourish Me Kitchen. We'll have more information at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.